Okay, I'm live. I'm going to be back in a minute. I just wanted to set everything up. Wasn't sure what's working, what's not working. It's coming out very bright. I don't know what I have on store yet. It hasn't come down the chimney. I'm just trying to figure out where I should put all the relationships. Santa Claus is coming down the chimney. They left milk and cookies. It was the 12 days of Christmas. It was the day before the Christ or before Jesus was born. The sun and the moon, the stars, the planets, the male and the female, right here, male and female. You call the top one the male, the bottom one the female, the bottom one the male, the top one the female. I don't care. They're opposites. It's a term that's used that they couple together. They couple together. Now, if you talk about anything else, two males coupling together, two females coupling together. We have to understand weights and measures. We have to understand electricity. We have to understand plumbing, how things couple together. I'll be back in a minute. We are a source of knowledge. We are a source of knowledge. We sit together, we tell stories. Where do the stories come from? Over and over, we repeat the same story. I have to block the number of people that it shows up here because it usually bothers me when I see, like usual, no one's here. So let me get my hat. I have to get a hat. I have to wear a hat. I like to wear a hat. Is there a reason? Is there a reason why in different cults or in different religions that they wear a hat? They wear a hat. Why do they wear a hat? I don't have the answer. I don't have an answer. I have a story. It's a 3-letter word, but in French, it is chapeau. And they use the terminology telling the truth, chapeau. And what it means in chapeau, it means cat in the hat, CHAPAUE. But po, okay, is skin. So now you're saying in chapeau, instead of saying chapeau, which is cat and hat, the CHA, the beginning of the cha, okay, in the word, and the word cat is the same thing. It's cha-cha. And all I'm missing to the cha, okay, and I'm going to show you what this is over here. All I'm missing in this word cha, or over here, this is cat. And I use the same thing. This is skin. Hat's a 3-letter word. Over here, I'm just going to see if we spell that right. Let me just go over here on the, check out this thing here. How do you spell chapeau in French? No, I said chapeau. I'm going to write hat. I should have said hat because it's a hat. So there it is. It's chapeau, right? So I don't cheat you. I tell you exactly the way it is. You want to know about cat, hat, chapeau, whatever you want to know. It doesn't matter what it is. You want to know about the word champion. You want to know that pie isn't champion. You want to know that ham isn't champion. You want to know that it's amped up. And in champion, you can also finish off with lion. It can be change, or you can say mushroom because it comes out of it. And you'll say, well, this guy's just talking about absolutely anything. He's saying absolutely anything at all, and he hasn't told us what it means. Because the meaning of what I tell you is a tiny piece. It's a fragment of its reality. Now, with all that I mentioned, what do they do, and what makes the word champion to one of the end results and definitions, that you win the championship. So you win a championship. So it means you beat everybody. So it's growing on you. It's a mushroom. Ham, pork. It's the movement of rotation and numbers works by that fashion, in the ham fashion. Now, ham, now I'm questioning, comes from the back. Now, the back, the rear end is split the two sides. You can be talking about the split sun, the split moons, the different kidneys, right? Because that's what it looks like. Ham is also a pig. You also have an H-A-M. So in the AM, it's 1 through 12. But in the alphabet, we have 26 letters. 24 hours in the day, 26. How can we compensate? Should we take away A and B? Should we take away, what two letters can we take away to squeeze the alphabet together and to end up with 24? And obviously, we're going to do it with reason. Nothing begins until we get A, B coming together as C. So if C is the beginning, then what do we get near the end? Well, we don't get Z. Okay, we don't get Y. We get X. So we get sex to begin everything. 3 for the C, C3, and X24. Which 2 and 4 is 6? We get 3 and 6. And that's the beginning of the creation of the house of 8 of 3, 6, and 9. And it can be found in a multitude of places. Okay, right here and right here it can be found. And then it can be explained to us with one of these. And let me see this. Let me see this one. Yeah, we have one of these. Then it can be explained with one of these, right? You see this one over here? And then it's going to be explained. I'm missing one. Let me see if I can find the other one. Oh, yes. No, not this one here. Oh, here. And with this one here. This one here is to be noted as 1379. Okay. This one over here is noted as 2, 4, 6, and 8. Okay. This one over here comes from a lower corner because an area is missing. This is part of Rubik's Cube. So what I mean is, when you get a corner in Rubik's Cube, right, you get a corner, you get 1793. So to explain that a little bit deeper, here it is cube-like. Here is 1, 2, 3. And then the second row is missing, 4, 5, and 6. And then you got 7, 8, and 9. So there's 9 areas over here. So if this is 1 and this is 3, then this will be 3, and this will be 1, and this will be 1, and this will be 3, and this will be. Now, if I turn it, but it's always on top, is because 1 is always on top. No matter how much I turn it, even when I turn the 3 position, now it's the top left instead of the bottom right. Here, it is the bottom. Well, it's, I mean, I can't calculate why my camera is doing that. I mean, it's showing it, it's here, right? It's not up there, it's on this side. So it's showing me it's to my right. I don't like doing this. It's telling me it's to my right, you know? It's hard to talk about. So we know that the outside is going to add up 1, 9, and 3, 7 is going to add up to 20. And we know on the inside, here, 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 and here, right? It's going to add up to 20. But because the corners are 3 times value, and here is 2 times value, now I go to the game of Scrabble and go, could be the same thing. Well, anyways, if it's 3 times the value and the total value is 20, let's call the outside 60. Let's call the inside times 240. It's 60, 40, 4 and 6, Mars and Saturn. Number 93, number 51. Does that make 143? Did I get that right? 93 and 50, 144. When you put Saturn and Mars together, the numeric value for these two of Saturn is 93 and Mars is 51. You get a total of 144. 12 times 12, 144,000. If you take Earth, 52, and Uranus, 94, equals to 146. If you take up Mercury and Pluto, you have 187. If you take up, let me do it. Did we do what? Did we do? No, we only got 3. There should be 4. Yes, when you got Venus and Neptune, right? You have 95 and 81. You have 176. 176. So we can, all these are mathematical equations. On the short count, this is 86. 8 and 9, 17. 1 and 7 equals to 8. 5 and 1 equals to 6. This is high Mars. And this one over here, right, it becomes 54. Now you're talking about the sun. Okay, over here in this one, you're talking about 56. I don't really like 56. 56, anything to do with 5 and 6, everything goes and changes. Like 86 can be 89, 98. Anything to do with a 5 can now be a 24, which will be telling me about the division of 86, right? And 99 is always with 86, right? Why is 99 with 86? Okay, because of this television program, Maxwell Smart. Now they call them Max and Smart, but they never say the word well, right? Which is a 28, 38, 48, right? I think well is 52, 24, and 28, right? The W, the we in L. And then you got the art, you got the mart, like the Walmarts and the shop marts, etc. And this divides the gateway, the 77, which is the power, right? The power. You have 74 for the energy. It's the quarter houses of Mars. If you ask the questions, I will explain to you why. If nobody stops me, I just keep going on. And I just say this is just part of that reality. These numbers are talking. Where do I get these numbers from? A1, B2, C3. Although I have not gone to another level, I'm not using, there are more than just the alphabet of A1. There's also in gematria another way of counting the alphabet. It only goes to 7. There is Chaldean, where the alphabet is altered and it counts to 8. 77 is Oz. 8 or 8 and 8 is F and P instead of F16. Instead of F6 and P16. Do note that F6 and P16 both went to number 8 in Chaldean. They both have something in common, and that's number 6. What do these have in common? They're the opposites of each other. O is the 15th letter, 1 and 5 is 6. Z is the 26th letter, 2 and 6 is 8. When I pick that up on a cube, right, and I pick you up the 2 and the 6, I get the 5 and the 1, 6, the 2 and the 6, 8. Now, that is the minimum and maximum. You see, we have 6 and 5, 11, 1 and 2, 3. That's our base creation. And it also ignites into the game of pool. The 3 and the 11 ball are 7 balls in between, but 8 numbers apart. Between 3 and 11, 3 plus 8 is 11. And the number for God, okay, I'm not sure who's going to agree with me, disagree, but I just found this yesterday, and I'm hoping to be able to find this. I know it's number 38, okay, or it could be 83, and monkey is number 83. Ape is 22, or 4 times 22 is 88. 88, 022. Mr. DJT Our DJ, the DJT happens to be, there's a bunch of things. I'm not sure if I can explain this properly or if I know it well, but D is for 500. So 500 is half of 1,000. That's fine. The J is 10. When we count 10, we are counting 10 from 17, 18, 19. Also at 70 and at 90. When I use the French and the English combination mixtures of languages, I will say 60 as 60 exists, and I will say 90 as 4 times 20 plus 10. So the 20 is T, the 10 is J. So when we have Donald J. Trump, if you want to go that way, or Justin Trudeau, those initials are actually inscribed into our base numbers. They are the JT 70, 80, and 90. There's a chance that our count up to life is actually a countdown. You come, you are born into the world, right? And then you count down life. So I'm assuming that we start our count up near 13 and then we count down, right? And we count down, we end at number 6, and the 9 birth comes into the born onto the 6th day with animal, DNA, and man, because and DNA are the same letters, you know. Even when you want to go to the matrix, right, which is number 85, which is also silver, which is also noted to be AG, right, which is also noted to be Q, reverse of J10, which is A, B, C, D creation, or base creation. So where was I in this? Oh my God, I think I lost it. I think I lost. We were talking about the way 3 and 11 match up. They end up to be the red balls, right? 11 is 1 and 1 is 2. Your base creation starts by the dividing of this. The ace in blackjack, which is noted to be 21. I'm going to explain this as I go along, okay? 1 times 1 equals 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. So we have 12, 21. We have L and U. And we have 0, 3 when you add it together, 0, 3, 0, 3, which equals to 6, F. So this is C. So you have C, L, U. The reverse of 3, okay? Sorry, not the reverse. If I needed to fill in the entire area of this, I would have these 3 over here and these 3 over here. And that would be the 6 that completes this. So it'd either be, that'll be your 9 on one side. Another way to make 6 is 6 and 3 and 4 and 1. That when you turn it over, what is 6 and 3? That's right. Sorry about that. I got off of where I was going with this. We were on the 6 and 2 and the 5 and 1. When I add up 1 through 5, it equals to 15. When I add up 2 through 6, it equals to 20. Maybe I can write that. Also, 62 represents the queen, the game, the card. 15 can represent 4 times 15 equals to 60, can represent time equaling to quarter time. But quarter can also be noted as this. And this numeric value reversed can also look like Earth living in Mars quarter time. 41 is the word home. 41 is the word king. 62 is for queen. 62 and 41, 103 for Mercury. We can also go 10J and 03C, and if we want, we can accomplish it by doing this. 103. 10.3, we'll look it up in CB codes. We can also look up what is Earth and Mars, also equaling to 103. And in a single digit count, 13. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. 2 and 1 is 3. Another thing about number 10, right, and I spoke about this earlier, is we can do this or we can do this. In French, hi Tammy. In French, okay, in French, you will say 10. Why? Did I write this down here? Where's my ABCD? Let me put my ABCD. 1, 2, 3, 4. In French, okay, you will say this as this. This is 10. You've mirrored it. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. That means we start all over on the fourth number, right? So then if I am going to say 18, right, I'm going to use the R and the J and the H. I'm not going to use the A, but the A is relevant inside of it if I'm using other languages, right? The 18, although remember it comes into the house of the teens, but when you write 8, 12 or 18, it's not the same. This is not the teen house, right? So does this number 10 have the same value with this 2, or is it 9 and 3 equaling to 12? 9 and 2 equaling to 11, 9 and 1 equaling to 10. But when you get to number 18, it's 10 and 8 equaling to 18 because it's the teen house. When you get to 13, it's 10 and 3 equaling to 13 because I believe the house of teen will start with your completion of your ABCD and not just your ABC. We can do it another way. We can say 6 because your first house is right here. What about your next house? BCD, which equals to 9. Your ABCD after the death, before the Christ, that after, but you don't have the death. After creation, before the death. Is that what it is? After creation. And this you would use the initials 1 and 3. And this would be before death. Earth and Mars, right? And then this one over here, you would use 2, 4. This would be the dividing gate. And it's just so funny that 7 times 6 equals to 42, and 7 plus 6 equals to 13, equaling to 55. So we would have this, the dividing gate of the cat over here after the creation, 13. This runs through the moon. Now I'm all over the place because there's no question, so I just keep adding on to my story. The reason for this is because they mention number 10 in French, and number 10 is the J. So we're going to use the J in the R house. Now the R supports A, and that as the 18th letter. It also supports the J. The J and the R are both in the A sounding family in the English language. English and French, 5 and 6 coming together. The reverse of that is A and B and 1 and 2 coming together. So F exchanged its house with A, and B exchanged its house with E. And this is where the pool balls come in, the 3 and the 11. Another thing, if you want to look at it, is we have Windows 10 with A, B, C, D. And then when we get to the other part of the cube, E, F, we have Windows 11. Note that window is number 88. Now you need 8 times 11. 8 times 11, 4 times 22, 8 times 11, 4 times 22, or 2 times 44. Now, where can I find these numbers? All the numbers can be found. All the numbers can be found. Where, trying to see where I should. All the numbers can be found. Where did I write this all out here? The electric moon, right? The electric moon, let's not forget about that. First off, let me remember what I was just talking about. Oh, yes. Here, let me just go back to see where I was. Okay, here, yeah. Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do, 411, that's 7 and 4 in the center, that's 11. See the 7 here and the 7 and 7, 8 here? Just knock that down to a single level and put 15 here and 7 here for 22. 5 and 8 is 13 and 9 is 22. 6 and 6 is 12 and 10 is 22. 6 and 2 is 8 and 14 is 22, all surrounded by 11. Now, this is the ABCD system. It's not the ABC. It's not the BCD. I could change it to the BCD and the ABC and all the other combinations that are aligned with this, right? The heavens of Mars right here. It's the Ra heavens of Mars. It's the silver. It's the AG gateway heavens of Mars of 1776. If I count this way, and this way, and this way, and this way, that's 888. Then when I go the opposite way, it's 888. So going both ways from the center core over here. 9 times 74. 9 times 7 is 63. 9 times 4 is 36. 666. So I don't tell, I tell the story from what comes from the numbers. It is what it is. Also to note, that what relevance does 741 play? 7 months of 31 days are 217 days, 21 and 7, the cube. The 4 months of 30 days, we have the ring. And here we're going to slip out and we're going to have the pole. The extra day for the turning of the poles. What is 31313? That is the cycle. 3 years and 1 year, and 3 years and 1 year, and 3 years of 1 year is 12. And then we go on to the 1 year. The reason I did it this way is because it could be 1, 3. Here, I'm going to show you instead of just telling you. It's hard to. What can happen is it can be 3 and 1 and 1 and 3 and 3 and 1. We can do it this way, right? We can also do it 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and 3 and 1. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. See the way we switched it backwards the other way over here? And every fourth one, now we completed a cycle. So it took 16 years to complete this cycle before this switched around. Now, what does this go with? Does it have to do with the positioning and of the sun? Does it have to do with something with the moon? Because we're running on a 3-moon base between Mars and Earth. We have 3 moons. Remember, this is for art and entertainment purposes only. I use all the reality of this planet we live. If you call this a dice and I call it a dice and everybody agrees, that's what we work with. If you call this a bunch of numbers on a board that seems to talk like a calculator and we call this a phone, those are the truth. This is Chaldean. I didn't make it up. Somebody else did. So everything that has ever been created on this planet, there's a story. Now, just give me a second. I'm going on a 1-minute break or 2-minute break, if you don't mind. If you have any questions, if you can share these videos out there, if you can expand my mind by asking me something. So yeah, to call this a bathroom break. Hi, Tammy. Okay, so just give me a minute. I'm coming back. And like I said, or I'm going to just mention, I'm just trying to find something that's going to unite us all together, not just because I need and want to make this channel stronger. I believe that for those, whatever religion you're in, do you want to know where God is? Do you want to know where all the information is hidden? Do you want to see it? It's in pieces and parts that took me 20 years or 10 years at least to believe what I was doing had any significance. And now that I see the significance and how great and how powerful it is, I'm trying to understand the rest of the gear system that might fit, within the other gears. According to what I understand, according to the base value of this cube, we are running 2.5 times time. Okay, so that means if we're running 2.5 times time, it takes 2.5 numbers to get from 1 to the center of this cube. That's the greatest gap. So we're running 2.5 times. So if we had 60 seconds on the clock, we have to go 2.5 times 60. So we have to go 60, then we have to go 60 again, and then we have to go 30. That's 150 seconds. Okay, so should our time be 150 seconds? Or should time be 150 seconds plus 60? And 150 seconds is the quarter times of Mars, 150. 60 seconds is the time we run. 150 is 9 and 6 coming together, equaling to 15. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3, equaling to that number. Another note is that in horse racing, the 1 is always red, the 2 and the 3 exchange their colors. The 9 is purple in one track, the 10 is purple in another track, and 9 and 10 go together as 9 and 1 AI, two systems coming together. Two biggest fans. Well, right now, this is my #1 fan, but I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have all the other #1 fans out there. Look, I don't know if it's this. You see what's floating around me? Do we see? Can I use that light? Is there something behind me? Or should I be pointing the light that way? So just give me 1 minute. I'll be back in a minute. Coming on back, coming on over, coming on back, singing a clover. So now we also have, right? You know, we also have the suits, the deck of cards, right? Now we in one design, in number 88, okay, are all the suits in the deck of cards. I mean, but don't forget, I mean, it's what I see, right? It doesn't have to be what I see. It's not always what I see. I really like to look at it that way, you know? Not what I see, but I'm coming back in a minute. Coming back. Yes, I'm giving you food right now. Right now. Coming on back. Why did that happen? Okay. Okay, so where do I go? I want to scroll through the pages, what I did in the last week, what I wrote down, just catching up on certain things. I think I wanted to, just let me see, I have something to paste here. Yes, let me talk maybe a little bit about this also, what I'm going to post up here. Right? And really and truthfully, I mean, should the number of the beast 47 be the reverse of energy and Jesus? Right? And why 77? Why 77? Because 77 is with power. 77 is also with Christ. So what are we going to do with all of these? The mathematics, okay? What did the mathematics do? Why should power? Well, these numbers, the mathematics of 77 equals to 63. The mathematic, okay? I'm gonna show you this, okay? The mathematic of 77 equals to 49 and 14 equals to 63. Right? There was just one other number missing. Oh, yes, it was 32 and 41. It just so happens in roulette, right? Sort of looks like the chalice, right? In roulette, okay, over here is number 14, and over here is number 41. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals to 8, equals to 6, equals to 14. 5 times 6 equals to 30. 5 plus 6 equals to 11, equals to 41 and 29 and 0, 2. 2 and 5, 2 and 5. What does all this mean? Well, what I did here is I did plus and then minus, and then I got a 5 here and a 2 here. And then I did plus and minus, and I got a 5 here and a 2 here. Jack, ja, CK, right? 3 and 11. It just so happens 11 creates a 3, so they come together in 1. This is 10 and 1. This is 11. And this one over here is 14. K and N coming together in this word. So look what happens over here. Right? This is home and king. Over here is 16 and 19 and 18 and 21. So this one will equal to 63 from 77. Now we had the other one, which was 74, right? And that's going to equal to 28 and 11, equaling to 39. You notice they're both, right? You see that? 3, 6, and 9. Now what happens if I put 44? That'll be 16 and 8 equaling to 24, equaling to 6. So what if I get 11? Well, that equals to 2 and 1 equaling to 3. Now, did I do number 14? Right? I did number 14 right over here. No, I didn't. 1 and 4 equals to 5 and 4 equaling to 9. So what about 1 and 7 equals to 8 and 7 equaling to 6? So what did I just do here? Numbers 1, 4, and 7 versus 2, 5, and 8 versus 3, 6, and 9. By coincidence, they're all in a row. By coincidence, they're all in a row. So what I'm going to get to is this would happen to be, well, it's the year of my birth, the numeric value for the sun. The reverse of this says home. The next part of the 63, this will also be the, it'll also be this word over here. I don't know many words for this, but this word is also love. It's also Virginia. 7, 9, and 5. This is your birth in the E world, and this is Neptune. This is on the farm, E-I-E-I-O, passage through the moon, your 9 birth through the electric moon. 57, this will be 5GTV. That's what it actually says, 5GTV. It's the halfway house. You multiply by 5 and cut every number in half. 5 times 2 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. 5 times 5 is 25. Right? 5 times 5 equals to 2.5. 5 times 2 equals to 1. I'm not going to add it here, right? Like I said, 5 times 5 equals to 25, right? 2 and 5 is 7. But I didn't half it. I made more out of it, but this 2.5 is half. When I multiplied 5 by 2 equals to 10, and by the way, I'm going to use these numbers together, right? 5 by 2 equals to 10. So this to a single digit is 1. How come I didn't add it up here? Here, it had a 3 more of a value, right? And here it had 2 more of a value. It went from 5 to 7, but in all actuality, if we added, it went from 10 to 7. And this one went from 7 to 10. Do you follow me? 5 times 5, 25. 5 plus 5 is 10. So we go from 10 to the multiplication of 7. And here we go from the addition of 7 to the multiplication of 10. It just so happens that J and G, okay, the 7th and the 10th letter in French, they exchange them for each other. It's also a valuation that when you put this together, it says 20. And there's 2 sides of 20, right? It's 20. When the reason I marked it this way, TWENTY, 20 equals to 107. 5 times 2, 5 plus 2, 107. When you have 2 on a dice cube, you are on the outside of the center split core. When you have 17, that's a numeric value, which is 1/3 the number to what is 51, and that's related to Mars. So what is the relationship happening here? It's happening in the 1 position. If it was 2/3, it'd be happening in the 2 position. If it was 3 times 17 in full, it'd be happening in the creation position, and that would extend to what is Mars. And instead of just 17, it'd be 10 minus 7 equaling to C3, and that's at the beginning. It's at the beginning of the polar world, J, because the French say 17, 18, 19 using the number 10 in front. So let's go back to talking about 1, 4, 7. We can also talk about 12. But the thing is, we need 3 of them for a yard. And then we need 10 of them, right, in order to get a first down. And then we have to do 10 of them, okay, plus 1 for a touchdown. And when we get the touchdown, we get a 6, and then we get the extra point after, or the try. And one part in the try is referring to 3. It's the division of 3 times 120 to the angel creation split through the sun, numeric 54, or 3 times 18. And this is for your number 20, which is only 1/4 of what stands as 80. If you want to use 30, we would be talking about 30, 30, and here would be 20, 20, 20, other than what is 420, and that's where we divide the gates at 80. A hockey game is 320, right? The hockey game is 320. We need 420s, but 320 noted as the 60 number. When we speak in French and English, 60 and 80 are said differently, and 60 is repeated with 70. Noted that Saturn and Uranus come together through the birth of Earth and Mars. Also noted that we have matter, 77, and energy, which is 74 for what is Jesus, 74, and Christ, which is 77. And why all these numbers, 1, 4, 7? Because we run the system of months with this. We have 31 months happening 7 times a year. We have 30 months happening 4 times a year. And then we have Valentine's, right? Which is the 45th day of the year, with 321 days from the day remain in the year. And that's your 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. The other thing I wanted to mention, if you're still with me from a few minutes ago when we had 62 and 15, and 5 equals to 15 equals to 20. is that in the year 2015, or the Hebrew time of 5775, in the relationship to July 4th, right, of 1776, or noted of 76 times 76 equaling, right, to 5776, right? Equals to 75088, where the electric moon meets the window. Because in the prior year, it was 75075. When you multiply 5775, or what is 1776771, equals to 7575757 equals to 5115. Did I do that right? Yeah, and I could also went like this and then like this to equal to this. 6 and 1, 7 and 7 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5, 7 and 7 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5, 7, 1 is 6. You add this all in, it gets to this over here. If you want to invert it, again, this, right? I can invert it and turn it around as long as it's on a turnstile, right? This one here would be 33 times 47, if I'm not mistaken, in the rotation of time in the sun. Right. And the time comes from the numeric value from this, which will equal to 35 and 12, equaling to what is 47. And then we get back to the angel number over here. This number will reduce to this equaling to 39, and the word angel, the word 10 angel, that is the polar angel that's connected, 3 and 4 connected at the 7th gate. So we're going to go back to this 1, 4, and 7. But before we go on, I want to remind you about the stars. Saturn sky. So why I wanted to remind you about the stars is because if we have this 3-star, it tells a story. We can also call it triangular, which is also going to be reminding us about the fish, and then April 1st and the 91st day. It also looks like the 25th letter Y, which reverse alphabet is 2B, perhaps, or maybe it's not 2B, but I'm not sure if it's caught up in a fisherman's knot or not. So it's the 91st day, which is 13 times 7. And then there's equaling to 91. 4 times 91 equals to 364. And 364 is 13 by 28 day moons, equaling to 364 days. This is our 360 in the foreworld. 91 is for the word spirit. 7 and 13, or 1 and 3 is 4, is back to angels again. 3 suits would give us 273. 2 suits would give us 182. That's the number of points in the cards. If you add up 1 to 9, it equals to 45. If you add up 1 to 10, it equals to 55. Our freedom, right? That freedom 55, A, B, C, D. This is A, B, C, D. This is our BCD, 432. Living our vibration between areas 51, which is 2 20s and a 10. And then down over here, when we have 1 through 11, it equals to 66. And that really stands for the word freedom and woman. And in woman, what you get is you get number 38 out of man, because it's 38 and 28. We have to understand we added on this, 3 and 8, 11, and we added on this, which equals to 11 to what is the male, right? AMLE. Remember when the AM comes together, right? The AM is in the first 13 letters of the alphabet, and then it would be the PM. Where else are we going to go with this? So we did that. We also note that it's 120 by 3 for equaling to 360. So we're going to have to ask that question 3 times to get to 1080. And then one more time, we're going to go to 361 to get to 1441. So we start over. We go from 1440 plus 1, right? This should be 360 and 1. The number 19 is on the second side of 360, 18 and 18. But we work it at 17 and 19. We have to crisscross over this way to bring them together. Let's say this is M, this is N, if you want to look at it that way. We have to meet halfway in between, and this way becomes your gateway birth to Mars and the moon being number 57 and Mars being number 51. S and Q coming together, reverses H and F, 6 and 8, two sides of the house. The divided house, 66. What is 66 and 8? Here is 66, and 8 is over here, like that. Did I get that right? Nope, got that wrong. Wow, I have nothing to erase it. Where's my eraser? Oh, no. No, did that wrong. Let me just do that again. Here, 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 and here. So here is number 6, and here is number 6, and 8 is right over here. So 8 covers up 7, 8 covers up 6, 7, 6. And that's what 8 does, right over here. And then 9 and 8 hook into each other, as 9 is over here, 9 and 8. And 9 is in the same row as the 5 position. So 9 is in the same row as the 5 position. As 9 is in the same row as the 5 position. We have to understand that 99, right, and 86. Get smart. The phone is on his sole in his shoe. So let me come back and read what's going on here. Take a sip of my coffee. (11,511), the key. 2 parts of creation can be changed for 353. And the 353, I connect that to any craps. Also, number 35 or 3.5 or 3 times 3.5, 105, the hand of God, which is the center of 3 cubes. Or it could be 1 cube meeting on 3 crossings, at the center of the cube, marking it 3.5. And that would be the hand of God, which would be the controller of the spindle of 6. I'm not sure if I have the spindle anymore. I'm not sure. I lost my Rubik's Cube. It broke. Somebody wants to send me another one. That'd be fantastic over here. So not only that, 11 will increase to 12, will increase to 5. So now we'd be in the E world. 11 will create on the second level, number 5. I like that. AM starts at night and it's already dark, where PM starts in the middle of the day where it's perfectly bright. Okay, so the coming together of the AM PM, it's full light. And then PM to AM, it's full dark. So when you're coming into AM, it's full dark. When you're coming into PM, it's full light. Thank you very much. Also, the PM is noted to be the menstrual cycle. Lo and behold, there are certain words that were put in certain positions that for some reason in my own personal mind that I see a certain way, and I have to do it this way. But have you ever eaten strudel before? Okay. Somehow strudel, I think it's, however, the way it's made has to do with the monthly cycles. I'm not really sure, maybe because they're twisted. You can't see out. You have to go in and it spirals out. You can't go out a hole, right? It spirals out. You have to follow the spiraling staircase. I believe that when they're singing the Stairway to Heaven, okay, they're talking about that spirally cork-like staircase. And also note that to come through over to us, we have to be spiraling because we're screwing forward. Is it easier for the nail to be banged in or screwed in? What's easier? We have to remember the way we build things. Whatever happens on this earth happened in the heaven. It was all built alike, because if it was perfect up there, they can make it more or less perfect down here. And it just so happens, I just like out of nowhere, I'm going to show you these dice. I mean, you can say I set it up myself. I just flicked them and all the sixes came up, right? 3 of them in the H position. You see this? If I have 4 like this, this equals to 36. Okay. If I have 4 like this, it equals to 36. If I have 4 like this, it equals to 32. 36I and 32H. Where do I get this? Where do I get this? Let me take a look. Q born, okay. Well, we're Q 1967. Now, it's funny that you should say that, because we had a time, I think in 1967, it was called Terre des Hommes. It was called Man and His World. Well, in the word his and history, in the word shepherd is she. Okay. There's also the word herd, and the PH comes together for 15. So we're talking about an association with Mars in the quarter houses. It ends with a D, like the beginning, like the end. We're talking about the half world. Do we have more than 2 words out of this? In 96, we have rotation through what is 17. If you take a look, 1 and 7 are at the bookends for what is 9 and 6 is in the center of Q. So you can see it right there. 1 and 7 comes together. Also, when you look at this, 1 and 6 comes together, telling me about the spirit of the half-life, where 7 and 9 come together as the birth in the gateway, to where 9 and 6 can keep rotating, and it can now be 1697. If we want to look at all these relationships. So we're talking about Mars. So we're talking about Montreal also had Man in His World, and everything was designed in like Star at David. Another thing I wanted to talk about stars, saying it's a star system. One of the things about the star system is how many points. Is it a 1-point star, a 2-point star, a 3-point star? We can have 2 kinds of points on stars. One is we can have the center point right over here. We can be pointed out the star, a little bent the star, and we can see the point here, plus all the points on the outside. That means there'd be a concave on the center. The other points would be what is the Earth and Mars points, is that Mars has a point at its point, where Earth will have more of a, like a circular flat area space distance at that point, leaving it a marking of 4 and 1. Where do I get this? I get this over here. Either you have this dot, meaning I got this, or we have this dot, meaning I have this. Here I got a 22 area. Over here I got a 33 area. But at the same time, if I'm going to do that again, right, I'm going to do this and connect them all. What do I do here? I'll do this and connect them all. At the same time, I can complete the create of the 8-point star, and here I cannot do that same reality. Let me see if I could. When I do it, right, I am going to be creating either this, you see this? I cannot go around it. I have to keep hitting into it. So I go like that. That's my DNA marking. Here it's all straight. Here I cannot get to it. I need to go in the center. So I have to go up and I have to go down and I have to go up. Or what I will do is I will go down and then I will go up and then I will go down. And then through this one, okay, let me see if I did this right. I think it's like that. So we'd have this one and that one. But because you didn't see it boxed in, I'm going to box it in now. Maybe you can see it. See the way this one's going up, this one's going up, this one's going down. Then it goes this way. So we're moving it. Let me see if I can show you. I can't see it in that color. Let me just... Colors, I need color pencils. Where are you, colored pencils? Oh my God. Just when you want a colored pencil. Thank God for the sharpener. So, whoop, thank God for the sharpener. Okay, so we have this area here, and then we have this area here and this area here, right? And then here we got up here, down here, and over here. Now, if I was to do this again, I'm just trying to see if I did it in this one, right? I can't. Oh, yes, here it is. And then we do this one here. And then if we come from the top, I go like this. I go like this and I go like that. And and this one, I go like this. I go like this and I go like that. There we go. So so in this one, we go here, we go here, and we go here. And in this one, I go here, I go here, and I go here. So it's either going to be this one or this one, and then this one or this one. See the X that comes through all of these, right? And this is the way that the 4 different ways of the planet Earth. And here's the singular way of the Mars way, except what we can do in this is we can do this 1, we can do this 2, or we can switch it like that 3, or switch it like that 4. And then there's 4 different ways to do that one also. So we do this one, right? What are all the combinations we have? So if I can do these 3 combinations, right? A, B, C, D, but we can never do D, because once we do D, we flip everything over and the A, B, C equals to 6 of the B, C, D equals to 9, to where A, B, C, D equals to 10, we'd be starting all over again at 1. So we're just going to do these rotations. So we're going to get A, B, C, A, B, D, B, C, D. Did I get them all right? A, B, C. Oh, A, B, C, A, B, D, B, C, D. So we'd have these combinations over here. Let me see if I got that right. Oh, and then we'd have the last one, A, B, C, D. So then this one would equal to 10, this one would equal to 9, this one would equal to 7, this one will equal to 6. This will be a 4, 2, 1, a 1, 2, 3, a 2, 3, 4, and a 1, 2, 3, 4. 13, 22, 32, RAM. 8, 9, 16, 22, ape, bust, go. 22, we break out in blackjack, 21 dots on the cube. We also have the same thing over here with the A, B, C, D. Now do we play them together, one versus the other, or we can also look at this. Just want to show you another way to do this. Right, and the other way to do this, we can use this area over here. Just 1 second. I've got colored pencils over here, and I just can't. Oh my God! Somebody send me a box of these Stadler's colored pencils. These something good. Okay, let me use this one here. So we can use this one here, right? So if we did the star system over here, right, we can go like that and like that. Forget about the lines that are already. So we've got one here, and then we've got the second star over here. And then we've got another star over here. And then we've got another star over here. So now we have all the stars, right? And only the insides, right, create all the quarter houses. Here becomes the half house, the halfway house on all these corners over here. But we're just trying to show you that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different areas I can recreate the Mars stature inside the Earth stature. Earth is the entire thing over here. And then there's 4 houses within them. So I wanted to bring up the, so we mentioned why we did this, right? The 3 cycles versus the 4 cycles is because what it is if I put a dot over here, right? It would look like the I. If I did it this way, it would be like the H. But let me move on because this, okay, will also create the N and the Z. The N is the 14th, the 8th, and the 9th, and the 26th times 4, times 4, times 4, times 4. This one will be 56, and this one will be 104, communication. But I never like to go past 3. So this is going to have to be 78 plus 8, the reduced number. 3 times 26 plus 8. The reduced number of 2 and 6 is 8. So it's 3 times 26 plus 8, equaling to 86, dividing the gate at Z. This would be 3 times 40, 3 times 40, 14 equals to 42, plus 5 equals to 47. Time divides that gate. This one would be 3 times 8 equals to 24, plus 8 equals to 32, with Ram in the heavens. And this is 3 times 9 is 27, plus 9 is 36, creation of the house of Bait, 3, 6, and 9. Everything is 3, 6, and 9. 7, 4, and 1 times 3 equals 21, 12, and 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. 1 and 2 is 3. And this one is 3. 2, 5, 8 by 3 equals to 6, equals to 15, equals to 24. The letters are FOX, and it's going to be 6, 6, 6, 2 and 4, 6, 1 and 5, 6. But to note that each equation, okay, each one of the numbers is also a story. If you want to pick the number 6, you'll write number 6. The numeric value is 52. If you wrote it out squarely, it would look like a 5 and then Roman numerals coming in. So you'd have 5, 9. It would also look like Mars. It also, the other part about this is, I forget, there was a part, 509 was the number. I forget what that was. 509 minutes. 7 hours and 29. 7 hours, 56, 58, 589. I'm just trying to think. 6 hours, 9 hours, 8 hours, 7 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, 29 minutes. I'm just trying to think of some numbers. Okay, so now we're going to get to, if we understood this, we're on to the next piece here. Crossover, cross under. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to talk about that. Yes, crossover, cross under. I want to do this thing with Heinz, okay? Just give me a second. Yes, the weave of our clothing, cross over, cross under, and it locks in. It's a weave. I want to finish with this word is Heinz. If you spell out Heinz, right? We have the H. Then what we have is we have the I. Then if you want, we have the N. Then we can add on that we have the Z. And now we have Heinz. H-I-N-Z. The total value is 57. 34 and 23. Black and black. 7 and 5 coming together. The reverse of Heinz is M, A. AM coming together. R, S. Mars. And Heinz, the backside. Great Britain. Can we call this one of the pucks? There's got to be 3 because Rubik's Cube, it has 3. Have you ever seen this word? How to ship oil into outer space. How to take oil out of the earth and then put it back into the earth in just another place. What do we have here? Was it 57 varieties or was it what was inside Heinz? And you spell it with an E, I spell it without the E. So the second letter is not within the heavens that it is, but within us because it's in the E world. The other Heinz, I believe, is without the, maybe without the animal in it, right? The E and the I switch with each other. They're the backside of each other, just like the H and the S letter. So let me get on to. So I like that. So, and in what it is about Mars, okay, number 51 is that. Let me see this. There were 2 letters, and there's. Well, there's something a little bit weird. Oh, just give me a second. The Z and the A. The Z is black, and so the I and the R. Wow, that's very, 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 very funny. I'm having trouble with something. Okay, now I don't know why I'm having trouble. Check this out. Could be me. Could be me. The A is red. The Z is black. Okay, red, black. The S is red. The H is black. Okay, now these 2 are red, but only this one is red. This one is black. So black, make red, red. But when we reverse it, I only have the M is black, so I have 38 and 13. That is so utterly perfect. I need to find out yesterday. I'm going to just put this here to block so I can get back to page. Yesterday, I wrote down God came out to 38. I want to know where I got that equation from. Oh, yeah, I want to show you this, but I'm going to get back to that too. Yeah, I want to get back to this too. So, Sin City, they're talking about Mars. Shepherd, they have shepherd. The P and H come together here. The she is in the herd. Addition, aggression. Just trying to look over where I had that. We have July 13th, number 74. We have Palace, 38. Golden Palace. Look at that. The club, the monkey, the birth in the IT system. You see where 9 and 19 come together? 9 is present inside 19, but the birth inside the polar world. 38, what is gold, finishes to the whole palace. Your ace born into the divided sun. Father and the Holy Spirit. This is, I didn't finish with this one. I just want to look for that 2/3. What's ironic is the Federation, right? the federal, right, or deaf, 546, 5 o'clock and 46 minutes. I'm just trying to see which one is what. Hold on a second. 369 minutes is 6 hours. Yes, 6 hours, 9 minutes, 369. Look at that in rotation. It's perfect. Then what is this one? 9 hours is 540. 9 times 6, 54, and 6 becomes 546, the Federation. How these two numbers intertwine with each other. We cannot put the 6 or 9 over here. The maximum you get in the center is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. 1 through 5 equaling to 15. The quarter houses fit in the center. That's all you can get over here, right? And your base for the division is 2, 3, and 4. Between 1 and 5 is 2, 3, and 4. These are all 6s, right? 1 and 5, 6, 2 and 4, 6. And then the center of this is 3. Do you follow with what I'm saying? But still, let me see. Yeah, this had to do with hockey and the 2-minute penalty, right? If you have 2 minutes, a man comes out of the game, you're only playing 11 players on the ice. So there's many equations that go along with this. 2 minutes out of the 20-minute period is what part of the amount of time? It's 9/10 left over, 9 and 10. That means you have put into the penalty box, and what you're left over is what your 2 minutes are of value of your infraction. Your infraction, the 19 goes along with the moon because your value was 2 minutes when they took you out of the game. So it becomes 19, no, it'd be 18 times 1 minute plus 2 minutes. So it's in the beta world, passage of the sun. But it was 2 minutes in 20 minutes. So it's 9 parts out of 10. That's your birth and spirit. One part of it, your spirit, is in the penalty box. You can't do a thing, or your soul. So I can't find where I came up with 38 for God. Maybe I'm looking a little bit too hard. I'm starting to look into maybe more clues into the Pokemons. We went over this yesterday, where number 7 fits into right there, right? Right here, 7 into 1 equals to 4. At the same time, the number 7, I'll do that. And then number 1, right? Let me do number 1 again. Number 1, I do that, but then I continue the number 1 and I do that. Now I move that over to that. So if I move that over to that, I end up with that. Now, when I look at number 4 and I just turn it this way, right, it becomes 9 in Roman numerals. And now when I turn it the other way, it becomes 9/11 in Roman numerals. And this part is always attached. In Egypt, they show you the same thing attached to the arm. They have one rope attached to the arm with one thing, something attached to the arm with something else. Could be talking about our birth into the mirror world. 9/11, born into the house of Bait. I can't believe we're only here an hour and 20 minutes. Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. 7, 28, 23, 51, 58. Son is 48. Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. 9 areas, 16 areas. 9 areas, right? 4, 16 areas, 9 areas, right? Well, what about, just 1 second. This one here, when you encompass the 1, when you encompass the 4, when you encompass this, here you have a total of 1 single area. This single area is encompassed by 8 that are around it. And then you have the 4 different 8-to-1 areas. When you play this game, the payout is 8-to-1. The payout in here is 35-to-1. 3 and 5 is 8. 8-to-1 on any dot. And in between is 17-to-1. Over here, you have dots all the way around. So you have 9 dots and four boxes. Here you have 16 boxes, right? Just 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 25. You have 25 dots, and then you have 16 boxes. P and Y come together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 16. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And inside, there's 9 that are being played. These 9 over here. Do you follow? Okay, I didn't want to lose what we started like 2 minutes ago, and it was the 147 again. Let's get back to 147. Now, if we want to find 7 in the 4th house, it'll be 28, right? But actually 7 will be 82. If we want to find 4 in the 4th house, it should be 16 when it's actually 70. When we want to find 1 in the 4th house, it says 4, but it's actually 58. 1 and 10 and 19 and 28 equals to 58. 4 and 13 and 22 and 31 equals to 70. 7 and 16 and 25 and 34 equals to 82. 23, 48, 58, 68, 78, 82, 53, 63, 67, 66, 70. So you can see this and this. So we went up, but what I'm doing is I'm going up to the next level. I'm just not multiplying it by 4. So it's showing you different relationships. And then when you look at this, you have 4, 7, and 1. 8 and 2 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. If I did it in the 3rd house, okay, I would only end up with 3, 6, and 9. And in the 3rd house, we'd have like this: 3, 12, 21. 3 plus 0, 1 plus 2, 2 plus 1. So it would be perfect. Everything would work out perfect. The transition would be good. Now, my question is, do I count these first 3 or do I count these first 3? That's the question. So if I go 1, 10, 19, we'd end up with 30. If I count the second part of it, 28, 47, we end up with 57. If I go this one over here, the first 3, 22, 35, we end up with 39. If I ask the other ones, we would end up with 35. Did I get that right? 31, 41. Wait a second. That's 31, 53, 63, 66. Where'd I get that number from, eh? And then the last one, it'd be 48, and that would be the sun. See, we end up in here. The sun, the ring, the pole all ends up over here. Pluto, these are angels. This is 3 times 16, 3 times 13. This is 3 times 10. 7, 4, 1. This one over here would be 59, 69, 75. This is 57, 75, passage in the moon. Remember the star system. We're not doing all at the same time. We have 4 different stars that come out of the totality in 2 different kinds of worlds. This one like this, and then this one like that. These 2, right? Unless you turn it sideways, we have the halfway worlds. And the thing about sideways, right? When we do this versus this, here I'm underscoring 1. Here I'm underscoring 3. But here I'm having 1. Here I'm having 2. Here I'm having 3. So this is showing me full value. This angle is showing me half value. When you look at the queen, her hat's on an angle showing me life at half value. The heavens are split. This is telling me about the electric moon. So we're going to take this to one more level. We're going to look at number 1 is 34, number 4 is 60, and number 7, right, is 65. So we have 7, 6, and 11 coming into this, or 7, 6, and 2. Now, if we go for the combinations, we'd have 1, 59, A, E, and I. Sounds beautiful. We also have 91, which is the spirit, 61, which is the church, 51, which is Mars, EIO, born onto the farm. So now we're going to go to the last stage of 1 times 1 equals 1, 1 plus 1 equals 2, 1 plus 2 equals to 3. Then we have 1 times 4 equals to 4, 1 plus 4 equals to 5, 4 plus 5 equals to 9. Then we have 1 times 7 equals to 7, 1 plus 7 equals to 8, 7 and 8 equals to 15, 1 plus 5 equals to 6. Now we have 4 times 4 equals to 16, 4 plus 4 equals to 0, 8, plus 0, 8 equals to 24, 2 and 4 equals to 6. The ox came second. Then what we're going to go next is we're going to go 4 times 7 equals to 28, 4 plus 7 equals to 11, 11 and 28 equals to 39. We now have the angels. Jesus. Time. We have the bull. So now what we got number 39. And next what we're going to do is we're going to go 7 times 7 equals to 49. And 7 plus 7 equals to 14. 14 and 49 equals to 63. So you can see that everything to do with 147 works out to 3, 9, 6, 6, 3, 9, which equals to 12, which equals to 3. And then back to 9 over here. So this is what you get from this entirety. And 77 is the male organ. 54 is the female organ. They're both 99. Remember, agent 86 divides the 7th gate. Now, these dice cubes repeat only on 36 and on 54. The only numbers that repeat. I don't know who Peter is, right? Let me see. So when we have 2 and 1, they're the only ones that do not repeat. So therefore, they're the only ones that do not repeat. 1 and 2 equals to 3. 5 and 6 equals to 11. 4 and 3 equals to 99. 6 and 5. 8 and 7 equals to 99. This equals to 15. This equals to 7. When you go to the game of pool, both the 7 ball and the 15 ball are the last of their kind, 7 and 6. 99. Sorry, what is this? This is the voided area space to a face. You have 9 to a face. If you have 5 areas used up, you have 4 left over. If you have 6 areas used up, you have 3 left over. If you only use 1 area, you have 8 left over. If you only use 2 areas, you have 7 left over. Although this is in this order, we can blank the face and just take this and put it in. We can say the 1 here and all these are left out. So what we would do in this scenario is we would do this. And we'd have the 808 bicycle cards that they bring together with us. We would end up centering out this corner over here. We would have 18 numbers altogether. Did I get that right? 18 numbers altogether, right? And one number is doubled up over each other. So it would make 16 and 2 to create this inside the house of bait. This is your queen and king coming together. 7 eyes for the king, 8 eyes for the queen. Jupiter and 13 come together over here. Birth at the 7th gate. Anyways, getting a little bit tired. I want to thank you for being here. Yeah, and that's basically it. But did I finish? No, I have to go back. Just 1 second. Let me take a little sip of this. Let me go over just a few things that I did. Crucifix, 3, 18, 21, 2 and 1, 3, 9, crucifix, 3, 6 and 9. Electric moon, 57, 75. This is the crisscross, okay? We have 144. These two numbers are 144. Are there any other 144s? 70 and 74, 144. 62 and 82, 144. 58 and 86, 144. First position, 8th position, 2nd position, 7th position, 90, 90, 99, equaling to 144. On the opposite side of that 144 would be the 11. So this would be 152. So it's 144 to one side. And then to the other side, it's 152. 62 and 90. The 2nd position and the 9th position, 11. The 2nd position and the 7th position, 2, 7, 2, 9, 9, 11. As we go around this, we're going to create 7, 9, 11, 13. That's all that goes around. The 9 will go with the 4. And I use this, we can use these pieces with the, I think it's the rook, the chess pieces, what we can do with the chess pieces. The only way to take off a man, what do you call that chess piece? A pawn. So with the pawn, I can move the pawn. I cannot do this with the pawn, but I can do this with the pawn in order to remove pieces. So only these corners can remove the center piece over here. And then when I continue this design, we'd have to see what we need to do to get into certain position with different chess pieces. The chess piece I like to use is the one that does this or this. It goes from here. Oh no, I start here. I go here, here. Oh, wait a second. I start here. I go here. Oh, yes, it's like this. I start here. I end here. So I end up with 4 areas, but I started on 1. So, and I can do it again. I do the whole chess piece, right? I go from here. I go from here to here. I do that. I go from here to here. I got 136. So if I go from here to here is 136. Do I have another 136? I have a 136 here. So that would be the high side X. The low side to that would be 160, 82 and 78, 70 and 90. I can go from over here to this one over here. These would be the opposite, right? And I showed that. Hold on a second. I'm going to show you that formation on another page. One of the formations is here. A, B, C, D, F. There is no E. A, B, C, D. There is no F. A, B, C, E, F. There is no D. A, B, D, E, F. There is no C. A, C, D, E, F. There is no B. B, C, D, E, F. There is no A. Understanding how we move all our positions around to understand A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. 148, 148, 444, 1/4 of 1776. Then we add, what is this and what is this? What happened is I did the 144. Where is it? The 144. And then I added in the center, right? After I did all the 144s. And then it shows up with Mars joining the heavens because number 8. If I did it this way, it would show me the half-life in the sun. You know, every single way would tell me something different, and then it's to be better discussed and understood. We already went over this, right? Roman numerals and different combinations of Roman numerals, right? We have all these Roman numerals, all two number combinations. 4, 9, 999. I am 999. 50 minus 1 is 49. 500 is 499. 100 is 99. Jupiter is IC. So if they put you in the ICU, what's going on? Here, this is 1500. This is 1100. This is 1050, or the hand of God. 27. 13 and 12, male and female. 13 and 3, 16. It would be 4 and 3, the division of Earth and Mars and creation of 11. 4 and 4, dividing between the day and the night. You get your number 15, the quarter houses. Then you have V and X, but it's minus. They really don't never show it that way. So either I can show it to you as 15 or 5. This one over here would be 995. I've never seen it before. I don't know if they make it that way. At the same time, this would be 46. This one over here would be 35. This is going to be 44, division of day and night. And this is going to tell me about number 45. L is the 12th letter. It's also 50 in Roman numerals. This is the 22nd letter, also denoted to be 5 in Roman numerals. 5 and 50 is 55 or 45, depending on which way you want to do it. Should I have gone the other way and said 55 and 1005, and this one will be 15, and this one will be 505 like the Levi's, and this one will be 600, right? So we can do this as 26, counting it as the game. This one over here would be 25. Call it the Earth game. The two of these together create Mars. And it's funny that 3 and 4, the third and the fourth planet. 13, 4, 3, 12, 24, and 9. If you take note, 9, 6, 9, 6, 3, 3, and then these two are 44. 4s are opposite of 3, so MD 1500 will be opposite of the rest of these. And then you have the rest of these combinations. Sex is number 48. And what's funny about that is something new I learned. There's one black letter, there's 2 red letters. Does that mean the black letter is taking the space for alpha? Because that's number 1 in the center. Another thing before I go on is just give me a second. I was thinking, God, I don't remember. Beta on the outside, alpha in the center. What does this area get then? Is this beta beta, or do we count this as beta because it's 2? Or do we count the beta, the halfway house on the inside? I don't know which way to go with that. There was something that I forgot that I wanted to say right now. We did this. To get to number 78 and 87, we have to do it this way. This is our rotation of our birth, 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 in the house of Bate. Adding up 1 through 12 equals to 78. The month of October is 78. It's number 17 that will create it. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7. So part of what creates Mars will create the gateway. Understanding that a 5 is the heart, the E world heart, because we are on the Earth. Remember, Mars, the first vowel is A, right? You have 20% of this, it adds on 10, right? 10, right? It adds on 10. You have 40% of 5, it adds on 20. If you have 50% of 5, it adds on 25. If you have 60%, it adds on 30. When you have 70% or 80%, it adds on 40. So 5 and this one over here, 50% of 5, or half of the E world, creates turning the 5 into 7.5. That's the electric moon. When you have 60% of it, right, going 1.5 times your creation, because your base creation is here, you only need the 4 corners. When you go 60% of 5, you add on 3, you are now in the 7th gate. 60% of 5 is 3, you're now in the heavens. 40% of 5 is 20, so you add on 2, so you're now in the gateway of the moons of the heavens of birth. And all the percentages are multiplied by the 5, plus or minus. If you minus 1, you go to 6. If you minus 2, you go to 7, and it stops right there because 1 and 2 are your base creation, so we stop right here. And then once your base creation brings you into the heaven's birth, and here's your base creation. And that's why I believe that Venus and Mercury have no moons, because those moons are residing in Earth, the complexity of Earth, of who we are, and in the Mars system. Hot Sam Cooks. We looked at this. I'm looking to look into the Pokemons, the 12 signs of the zodiac when counting backwards. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 12 again, and then 11. Counting down 7 days starting at 12. Remember, the ruler is 12. We need 3 of them for a yard. The donut center that can be filled, or the donut and then put the center in it. We're going to count the donut center as the, I'm not sure if I can count it as the Mars part. Remember I said Mars is this, and then Earth is this. Mars doesn't have a hole in it, but it doesn't mean it's the center, right? So I have to question that reality of what's going on, unless it's different parts of the outside of that reality, making it 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, and Mars connecting and moving about inside the Earth system. What is this over here? This is my chess piece that moves 2 and 1 over. I move 2 down, 1 over. I move 2 over and 1 down. 1 goes with 68. This one over here is the 9. I move 2 over and 2 over. It's 924. This one is the 8. 2 over and 2 over. 813. This one is the 2. 2 over and 2 over. And this is how it makes these combinations. And if you can take a look, you'll see 2 and 7, 9. 2 and 9, 11. So you make 2 and 7, 9. 7 and 6, 13. 4 and 9 come together. So we know we go 3 and 8 is 11 over here. 7 and 6 is 13. I'm trying to look for all my, here's my 3 and 8, 11. Here's my 2 and 9, 11. Here's my 2 and 9, 11 again. Here's my 8 and 3, 11 again. Every one of them is going to happen twice. Just like we spoke 36, 45, they happen twice on the dice, in the dot and in the void. 1 and 2 do not, and it coincides with the word love. You only need either these 2 or these 2 to create it. Let me see if I got that right. No, I only need either the OV or the LE. OV or LE. Because the opposite of L is, let me see if I got that right. L and E. The opposite of E is V. The opposite of L is O. Brings it all together, the male and the female parts, and it repeats everything. Inside this one, singe is a monkey. It's also for signature. Rabbit is in the 4th year, so between the 3rd and the 4th year. Since everything starts between 3 and 4, we're going to have to start at the tiger and the rabbit. And then if we start over here, what is the 6th zodiac sign? 6th zodiac sign. Oh boy. Is that the dragon? The 6th zodiac sign. Let me look that up. Hold on a second. Let me look on my phone here. Six Chinese zodiac sign. What is the 6th year zodiac sign? Virgo. Wow. You know what? I asked the simplest questions, and hold on a second. So we got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The snake. So we got the snake. Number 52, number 59, number 50, number 65. Okay, so we got that. Yes, over here. Whoop, what happened to my camera? Whoop, I don't know what happened to my camera. Okay, but over here in roulette, this design is going to show up as 10, 13, 8, and 11, 21, 21. The high side of this design is going to show up with 26 and 29, 28 and 31. It'll be 57 and 57. So we're talking about 21 to the moon. We're talking about 36 and 21. So we're talking about a moon past creation inside of these over here. And surrounding this number over here, 11, the next number is going to be number 14. And on the lower side, it's going to be number 23, both numeric value 5s. So the other thing, this is number 69, and this is number 69, and this is number 69. How are they number 69? Is when you do a number 9 and then you have the 6 the other way. Or if you want to do the 9 this way and the 6 up. Or if you want to go over here, here's number 9 from this side, and here's number 6 for the other side. And then you can go ahead, maybe call it a pinball, right? And then we end up with this hexagon creation over here. And that's your number 69. And we can do this over here in this hexagon creation. You only need 6 or 3 lines to go all the way around. The last line, okay, if it's one of them, it's from one world. This is where the king comes in. And then when you connect both worlds, that's where the queen comes in. The queen is noted to have 8 eyes. The king is noted to have 7 eyes. And the base of the creation is Jack, which has 6 eyes, 1 eye and 1 eye of the 2-eyed jacks. Remember, you can also create your 6 and 9 this way, and then have your single eye. So you have 6, 7, and 8 to when you reduce this, okay, you end up with 4, 3, 2. In the cycle of creation of the 7th gate for Zion and Israel, you bring in the blue world. 4, 3, 2 vibration from Area 51 Mars. We can go on a little bit more, see where we come up with what we haven't tackled yet. I think we're going to leave it at this. Much appreciate you being here for those to come. You like to help out the channel, that'd be fantastic. So let me see where this is. Just give me 1 minute. I have to do a little help for myself. If you can help out the channel, that's going to be great. I'm going to copy the link that I'm going to put up over here. Okay, we're going to end this video. Thank you for being here. Share the video, download my videos wherever you can, share it whatever you can, spread whatever you can that you see as the truth. Thank you for watching.